Video game loot! That's what it's all about these days. The joy of finding some in-game fat loot to utilize in the obliteration of your enemies. And that is the game type we are looking at in Downtime Distractions. Before we book our flights and fly right into Loot Hero DX, I just want to inform everyone that this video is a full review. In these reviews we have either completed the game or played the game to an extent that there is no more content to explore. And like most full reviews, we will cover aspects of the story, graphics, game controls, gameplay, and finish it all off with a conclusion. So let's hand in our boarding passes and enter the plane that is Loot Hero DX. To give everyone a bit of a background, Loot Hero DX is an indie game developed by Downtiiiiiiime Studios. I hope I pronounced that correctly, I'm not 100% sure. Anyways, this studio is a one-person developer who has also been known to make games like Tap Heroes and Plantera. Loot Hero DX is as it is named. It is a fantasy-themed, hero-driven story who is destined to defeat the evil dragon by collecting loot to make himself stronger for the challenges ahead. There is no background story to the character. There is no reason why the evil dragon decides to attack humanity. All you need to know in this game is that you'll be trampling over everything in front of you and collect loot as you progress. It could have been cool if there was a background story and, give us a bit of reason why the character is interested in killing the dragon, besides the glory and fame. But I think once you start playing the game, you are immediately given the impression that it is a casual game. And by default, that means storyline and character history is a luxury at best. Some games out in the market rely solely on the appeal of the visual experience. In the case of Loot Hero DX, it has a stylized pixelated graphics. To me, this is quite appealing and has its charms. However, because of the game's limited resolution size options, playing the game in full screen will start to blur the charming pixelated graphics and make you feel like you need glasses. This is probably the biggest letdown of the game, the fact that it feels like a direct port from a mobile game. But funny enough, when I asked about this, it turns out that Downtiiiiiiime initially developed the game for the PC, then eventually ported it to mobile, which was a bit of a surprise for me when I found out. It would have been good if there were options for specific window sizes of the game. Even better if they had spent a bit more time making a HD textured version of the game, or make it scalable like Terraria, where the resolution sizes increases the view of the in-game landscape. But in this case, Loot Hero DX just simply increases the size of the pixels in full screen, and the attraction of pixelated graphics fades away and becomes quite ugly. If you thought that games back in the 90s had basic controls, this game had pretty much taken the trophy for most basic controls a game can ever be. To give you an idea of what the controls involves, you pretty much hold down one button left or right and charge your way through hordes of monsters. That's pretty much it. Here's a little demonstration of the controls of the game and kind of what it's all about. From here you can see it's pretty straightforward. You just click either the left to go trampling to the left, or you click the right to trample to the right. And that's all you pretty much do. You just charge on ahead like this. Woo! Crazy, crazy. To pretty much kill anything that's in front of you. And they basically respawn once you go back to the other side of the screen. So you're constantly just holding one button with your mouse clicking going left and right. Or if you're using the gamepad, you're just holding one direction and you pretty much kill anything on sight. So that's pretty much it. There isn't much to the controls. The game is as simple as it can get. There isn't anything else. I would have preferred some more innovative controls. For instance, double tapping left or right could make a forward dash attack that is used to kill certain monster types. Double tapping upwards defeats foes in the air. Just little things to make the game more engaging than just simply holding down left and right. Again, just to emphasize the point that the game is really catered for mobile gaming. It is pretty much a one button I win kind of scenario. You may stop on occasions to upgrade your stats with an occasional click here and there, but most of the time the controls are pretty much holding down the left button or holding down the right button. Because I have played the first Mario game back in the days, I thought Mario was as simple as it could get for video games, with its two buttons, D-pad controls. But after playing this, Mario now feels like an Euro Truck Simulator in comparison. The game is really straightforward, and I mean that in a literal sense. The whole game consists of holding down one button to charge through monsters until you drop dead from a lack of health. And since the death penalty consists only of losing coins and experience, which is easily gained back in an instant, there is no encouragement to try and avoid death in this game. The objective of the game is to complete a number of stages by defeating the boss. For every monster you defeat along the way, they will drop gems which are collected and used to upgrade your stats at each tavern stop. Sometimes monsters will drop red or yellow potions. The yellow potion is pretty much a I win potion that transforms you to Super Saiyan, where monsters melt in front of your lance. The red potion are health potions to restore your health, but you find that they aren't even necessary, because whenever you reach the tavern, your health automatically replenishes. And since the distance between each tavern stop is not really that far apart, you never get into a situation where you lose health enough to die in between them. Of course, unless you decide to skip a few stages and try something at a much harder difficulty level, then you will die in between, but then you just pretty much jump back to stages where you could handle it until you've upgraded your stats enough, and then you carry on. In saying that, the gameplay is surprisingly addictive for the first hour. I think a lot of that addictive appeal is related to the sound effects. The sound of chimes when you collect gems, along with the resonance of monsters popping as your lance shish kebabs them. Each time a stat upgrade occurs, your weapon or armor changes in the way they look. I really enjoy this part of the game, as every time I upgrade I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of cool helm I'm going to get or how my lance is going to look. I also really like the visual difference between each level. They were very unique and the design of the monsters were distinct and nifty. However, the game just doesn't live up to the name, Loot Hero DX. There is really no loot in the game except gems. I don't think the developer realized that if you mention the word loot in your game title, and it is a big feature, players are expecting random unique item drops like Diablo. The game would have been amazing, if killing monsters not only dropped gems but also dropped stat enhancing diverse equipment. Unfortunately, Grind Hero DX would have been a more appropriate name for the game, because that was pretty much what I had to do to complete the game and get every single achievement in the game. Once you have finally defeated the dragon at the last stage, you'll be rewarded with a miner which will gather up coins when you're not playing the game. Another indication that the game is made for mobiles. And from there, you pretty much rinse and repeat the same levels again, but the monsters are just more difficult. Loot Hero DX doesn't have a place in Steam. It's a game that fits in well with the mobile market, and rightfully so, based on the graphic style, controls, and gameplay. I agree with most of the Steam reviews. The game initially feels great and is most enjoyable, but it quickly spirals down into a tedious grind machine to get all the achievements. I do not recommend getting this game for Steam, but if you are a mobile gamer and want a quick fix, then check this game out. As a matter of fact, there is no reason for you not to get Loot Hero DX for your mobile, as it is free. There is even a free online version of the game where you can play it through your web browser. The only reason you would want to purchase this game on Steam would be to get easy achievement points to boost your profile level if you are really desperate. I just can't help feel that I was misled with the title. I was hoping there would be a unique loot drop system, but was disappointed to find that I was thrown into the grinding machine. Even without the loot drop system, the game is good, but it could do with different resolution sizes, HD textures, maybe even add in an align component, where you are competing with other people at a points level to differentiate it from the mobile and browser version. Anything to make it worthwhile purchasing the Steam version. Thank you everyone for taking the time and watching our videos. I hope that developers find this video informative, maybe even start thinking about the platforms that which games are made for. As video game enthusiasts, like many of us, we just want to experience and play games at their highest potential. If they cannot be achieved through other platforms properly, maybe it's not the end of the world to just not support it. Cheers for popping in, and if you like what we do in these videos, please subscribe at our channel, and remember, there is no distractions like Downtime Distractions.